Hey everybody, welcome to the TT Buzzard channel. Really dressed up here. You wouldn't believe it. It was 55 degrees about 4 hours ago. Now it's 25 degrees out. But I'm dressed up. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts going on here. And the problem is I got hit with all this early snow, and we've had 6 snowstorms, and I've had to work a lot over the last week. So yesterday was like 60 degrees out, and of course I was stuck working inside all day. So the ground is still soft. That's the good news. But it is getting colder out there, and it should start freezing back up. But I got quite a few things I got to get in the ground. So yeah, this is my little area. Worked on it 3 weeks ago. It is usable space now, and so we level it out. We had just mixed sand, stone, soil. I added some more soil, and I had some bagged sand that I put in here. My theory is right. The sand would get washed down in there and just kind of help stabilize all this, and it worked. So next chance I get, we'll go to the stone yard, get some finer stone to help level that out a little more. But it is usable space, and the weather's changed 5 or 6 times. We've had 6 or 7 storms now with snow since I started this little area, clearing it out. But it's coming along. In the spring we'll be able to utilize this. Yeah, so I did cut this little area in here. I have a lot of firewood that will need split, but anyways, I got another stack from another project. Those are 2 projects there. We cut down a tree earlier in the year, and this is all stuff in this area that was just cleared out. So it's coming along here. Yeah, so I'm out here looking at the project, looking at what we need to get done still. It's not very pleasant out here. It's cold. The snow's coming down. We got high winds going on. But that's the price I pay for working the job I work. Anyways, I got to get whatever I can get done today before this ground freezes over again. And it is just so cold. Brutally cold. It's dropped about 30 degrees in a matter of 5 hours here. Just crazy. You can hear that wind whipping through here. I gotta get as much as I can get done as fast as I can get done. And this is not gonna be fun today, but I gotta get it done. You can see I have a little bit of time here, but I gotta get the rest of this soil out of here. It'll be nice to get my parking lot back. So yeah, Prince, he wants to be out here. He went in on his own terms, but he wants to keep coming in and out, and Cupcake was out here as well. But yeah, I can't hear. They get at least a little bit of ways from me, and I can't hear, can't see what's going on because the visibility's bad. The wind, I can't hear nothing. I'm bundled up in layers. Yeah, just a lot going on. It's just too risky. But anyways, it's not getting any better out here. I feel bad. I wish they could come out here. I'll bring them out occasionally when I want a break from it. But I really got to get this cranking quick. So yeah, some privet here. I just cut down some of it. It'll dry out pretty nice. Be a nice little fire starter. But to keep this from eroding, I backfilled it with more topsoil and gravel, and I got this spruce from my buddy, and he cut me a good deal on it. So planting that, getting the roots in there will help keep this area from sinking and eroding, and it'll look much nicer in the end. The nice thing about doing something like this is, I don't have to get into a problem with tree roots. you know, that are just unmanageable. And this Norway is in that, it's in one of those grow bags. Yeah, look at I mean, that just baffles me. That thing's about 8-9 feet tall. And the roots are all bound and contained in there. So it'll be happy to be freed, get into some nice soil. And we'll kind of anchor it down with a little bit of gravel and sand, and that should stabilize it. Yeah, look at this. I told him I rescued this out of his field. The guy at the tree farm that I know, and I said I felt so bad seeing this big tree out there that's clearly outgrown its grow bag. So I told him I had a nice place for it, and you can see this stuff's already freezing up on me, which isn't good. With something like this, we're not going to be able to get the bag completely off, I wouldn't think. Well, we're at least going to free this thing a little bit. Yeah, so these things are pretty much biodegradable. But, you know, how long does that really take? I don't have an answer. This tree could be about 10 years old for all I know. Maybe older. Got a nice little trunk on it already. But we'll get as much of this off of here as I can. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not getting any easier to work out here. It's getting colder and colder. Ugh. Man, this thing just don't want to come off. Ugh. We got problems here. I can't get the thing off. I'll have to probably cut underneath as well. Just, you know, typical when you run behind. The weather don't cooperate. These are the kind of jams you get yourself into. By the way, this forecast, it was looking pretty good on Christmas here. I was thinking, oh, I'm off that day. I can get out here. It'll be in the upper 50s. Well, that's clearly not the case. I took the day off and plan on doing this either way, so. It's just so unmanageable at this point. Man, this thing just ain't budging. Trying to get this grow bag off of here. Either way, it's got to get in the ground quick. I don't like these roots to be exposed for too long. And if we can't get it, it'll be okay, I think. These roots, the root system on these go outward, not so much downward. I think what we'll do, we'll just make a bunch of slits in there. If we can't get it off, we'll help free it. It'll decompose much quicker. I'll just get the ones around the side off of here. And I think it's the best thing we can do for this thing. You know, this came out of a field with thousands and thousands, maybe about 20,000 trees. And I picked this one out of there. I think it was so unmanageable for anybody to take. That's probably why it sat so long. And just kind of outgrew its pot. There. That's all I'm going to do to that thing. You see that root when I pulled it out of there, took a little bit of a hit. So my theory is it'll be okay, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it's just like a branch, you know. If you cut into it, you cut into it. Most of the time they'll survive. So yeah, I cut some of this privet back in here. We're just taking some soil, kind of tampering that down. all the way down, and we'll put some plants in here to prevent it from eroding. Alright, so we got that little area kind of built up around where the tree is going to go. It's in there and it's not going anywhere. Got more soil. We'll put it around there. And there's a little bit of stone mixed in there. And that'll anchor it down. Yeah, we just got to get this dirt around the base. Tuck it in there. So, I moved them heavy logs out of there. We'll put another evergreen in there to have it. And it'll provide a little extra screening, wind barrier to utilize this, however. Plus it'll look better. But I got some more topsoil gravel mixed in there, help stabilize it, and should help hold this one. And then we'll come in here with probably a 50-50 mix of gravel and topsoil, because it's a little bit of a drop off getting in here. So that'll help stabilize all this, keep from any kind of erosion this way. So yeah, this is kind of what I've needed in here. Make it, you know, more of a gradual drop off than a steep drop off. So I just got to compact this down. So I've been slapping this down. That's how I'm tapering it off. I just use the shovel. Alright, let's get some nice fine limestone put in here. Taper it off down here. Shouldn't be falling when it's time to get the firewood. This will just be like a little place to hang out over here, store the firewood, and still be usable space to do additional gardening and whatnot. Work table here maybe for outdoor projects when needed. We can set it up. Maybe a little table and chairs. Yeah, this just comes together real nice. Gives it a nice peaceful atmosphere, nice peaceful backdrop. Better than looking at the privet, which is invasive, and I mean, it's useful to hide leaves and whatnot in the fall in, but this just dresses this up so much better. Yeah, that'll keep this from eroding, washing downwards, and it should keep it pretty sturdy and level. But we'll still put another layer of stone up on here. Well, it's snowing, my beard's frozen. I don't know, it's peaceful out here. Anyways, I got a lot done. I didn't get everything done. Still figuring things out and reconsidering some things. But, you know, it never ends with a home. And if you love the yard as much as I do, you'll never quit. I mean, there's no quit in me. I just love it too much. I got nice beersicles going on here. Yeah. Taking a beating out here. It's cold, it's snowy. I got half the trees put in and then several shrubs put in. Still more to be done, like move the dirt pile, but you know, work called. I had some troubles there, so that took me away from what I was trying to do. It took a good hour off, but anyways, I think that about wraps this one up. Haven't eaten all day, so I'm going to try to go warm up and get something to eat. But thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.